Say hello, she's recording.
Hello guys.
It's my last week.
Stop it.
Oh.
Anyway. So we're gonna ignore that denial
So-
of a So we're gonna ignore that fact.
We're
just
making
gonna look at this pasta.
How many?
Hello, my darling. Can we talk about change for a moment?
Ain't nobody quite like you. Got me falling through and through. Straight to the top, I'm tumbling. My roller coaster's rumbling. Can you please explain why I'm acting out my brain? Oh, I've never been like this before. Oh, why did I wait so long to see?
There we go. Hi, darling.
Hey guys.
Hey, guys. You're gonna watch us try and make pasta. Okay. Shall we get back to it?
This is on try.
Try. Emphasis on try.
Before we get into the story, I need to give you some context for what you are watching. My best friend Jo and I left home on the same day. Her flight was to Portugal, and mine was to Australia. Before the great separation hit, Jo and I made a bucket list of things we had to do before we left. Some of this list included making pasta from scratch for her family, having a Vampire Diaries marathon, going out, and lastly, hosting our friends for a farewell dinner. What you are watching is a compilation of memories made in our final days together last year. I hope you enjoy.
There's a bit of instructions unclear.
Anyway.
Just fell. Oh.
So in March of last year, I moved halfway across the world, and this was life-altering. By far the biggest change that I have experienced in my life. The situation, however, got me thinking about my first encounter with major change and how my relationship with change itself has since matured. Right before I entered high school, I was in a friend group that I didn't quite fit into, and long story short, your girl was bullied.
Everybody, welcome back to and we are here at the Bit Specials and
With all that can be associated with that statement, it's safe to say that I was miserable. I hated going to school, break time felt awkward, and I didn't know what to do with myself. What's weird, however, is that around this time, my mom got a job offer at a different school and informed me that we were both going to be moving. Now, with all that I have just explained, you would think that I would be jumping for joy at this opportunity. I mean, I was miserable. People were laughing at me and excluding me. My mental health was in shambles. Why wouldn't I be excited at this opportunity?
Hey guys.
Had a little sad moment.
Just had a little cry.
It's becoming very real.
I'll do it again.
Might do it again.
Right here, okay.
It's become very real that we are leaving. This is our probably our last sleepover in this scenario. But yeah, we're gonna make cookies and watch some Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
Heal the soul a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see you now.
And yet, when my mom told me this news, my heart sank. I told my mom that she was being unfair, that I shouldn't have to leave just because she is, that I wanted to stay at my school. This school was all I knew. It was filled with so much love, so many people that I loved. I was so focused on holding on to what I knew that I never considered the fact that there may be a good outcome on the other end of my fear. Fear is the key term here. Man, 12-year-old me was terrified. She was scared that the world was mad at her, scared that new people would hate her all the same. On the other hand, she was also scared that things would be different. Who would she be if she was not existing in the same environment that she had known her whole life? The whole thing felt like a straight line to identity crisis and failure.
Things don't last. Don't make me cry. Oh, she danced. She broke out today.
The ratios. You were like, what?
Okay, no.
Years later, I can report that that change of schools ended up being one of the best things that has happened in my life. When I moved, I immediately clicked with a group of girls that to this day are my most near and dear friends.
Speak up. I was about to let
I got to see that the world didn't hate me. I was just in the wrong corner of it.
She looks a bit Caucasian. Can I tell you the Can I tell you something? So there was this guy at the Lowe's of a very, very sweet guy, but he was Indian, South African, but then I think he had moved to the UK or somewhere else for a long time, so his accent was funny. He came into the room and he was like, oh, by the way, sweetie, I love your hair. I just wanted to let you know. I was like, thank you. And then he was like, so is mom or dad Caucasian? Just say white. Okay.
I started enjoying going to school, and I entered high school with the confidence and security that allowed me to embrace the next 5 years of my life. Looking back on that time in my life, I can see that 18-year-old me might have been older, but that's about it. In spite of what 12-year-old me learned in her experience with change, 18-year-old me still faced the same fear-based struggles 6 years later. At 18, I got the opportunity to move halfway across the world. I am in the very privileged position to have 2 passports. And since I was about 16, the plan for me was to study in Australia. At 17, I decided to take a gap year. Said gap year would be in Australia as I worked and applied to universities over there. As the time for me moving edged closer, however, so much fear welled up inside. I knew that moving was something I had to do, but along the way, I had convinced myself that it would absolutely suck.
Literally.
Maybe we could have cooked a bit more, but it's fine. Maybe
I think as they cool, yeah, it'll be good. Yeah.
But it's sad.
Say bye.
Auntie Anna.
Oh, this generation, I love them.
Hey!
Last.
I was 100% sure that I would make no friends, that I would crumble under pressure, and that the whole experience would be in no way enjoyable. About 6 months before I moved, I vowed that I would take my gap year in Australia, work hard, and then come back and study in South Africa. In hindsight, I don't think that this decision was completely irrational. I love my country. I love who I am because of where I grew up. I love my friends and my family. And I had some valid fears about the different social experiences that I would encounter in Australia.
This is the last time that you're seeing this. My plan failed.
Oh, your plan? Which plan?
Oh wait, sorry, wait. The plane's supposed to go down.
Oh!
The issue, however, is that on the other end of this rationality was fear. Fear that didn't even want to give this change a chance. A few months ago, I listened to an amazing podcast that spoke about uncertainty. The host explained that more often than not, people will prefer to have a sure bad outcome rather than an unsure positive outcome.
Because of my ultramarine brain.
And your ultramarine? Ultramarine.
No worries. Because
Looking back, I can see that in convincing myself that Australia would completely suck and I would definitely move back home at the end of the year, I was giving myself surety. It was easier to be sure of the bad, so I did just that. I planned around this being definitely horrible. To an extent, that I didn't know what to do when the good inevitably arose. I'll never forget my first day. I took a train down from the Sunshine Coast to visit my brother in Brisbane. As soon as I stepped out of the train station, I fell in love. I am a city girl through and through, and so I loved everything about it. I remember constantly telling myself throughout the day, you cannot love this. You have already decided to go home. Deep down, I was terrified of who I would become if I embraced the change. What would be of my culture, my accent, my friendships, my beliefs? A few months after my first city visit, I was on a call with an amazing friend of mine. At this point, I had been researching universities in Australia and had flirted with the idea of staying. I updated Neme on how things had been. I had surprised myself and made good friends. I was learning a lot and, overall, having a much better time than I expected to. In response to this, she said, "With how good everything is going, it doesn't sound right for you to be moving back in 6 months." I then told her that I had been thinking of studying in Oz, but I was scared of how it would change me. To that, she replied, "The parts of yourself that you love, you won't let go of." That line alone changed everything for me. In this conversation, Neme gave me permission to change, trusting that my core would remain the friend that she loved. This allowed me to give myself the permission to change my mind, knowing that I could hold on to what makes me, me. The truth is, over the year I did change, but I no longer think of that as a bad thing. How sad would it be if I was living the exact same life as 16-year-old me, thinking the same thoughts as 17-year-old me, or even dreaming the same dreams as 18-year-old me?
Did you bring Coke Zero?
Is that
No, that's not Coke. Like, bro, where's Coke Zero?
I was recently reunited with Joe and all the other very special people in my life. What surprised me is that after a year apart, things were not the same. They were better. After we were all together again, I looked around the room and realized that we have all changed. After high school, we all went into different degrees at different universities in different parts of the country or even the world. As I look at it now, I understand that I did not love the 16-year-old versions of them because they looked or dressed a certain way, but rather because of their compassion and empathy, for the way that they could make me laugh until my bladder threatened me. These are all things that remain true in our almost 20-year-old selves. We now just know more about ourselves and the world around us. It is okay for things to change, for old experiences to end and new ones to begin. Over the past year, I learned that growing pains are so much more than a puberty issue. Once they stop in your bones, they move up into your mind and dance with your subconscious. I will keep trying to learn their step. The most important lesson I've learned is to believe in the beauty that is revealed as they subside. I currently sit on a plane writing this to you as I press the life reset button for the 3rd time. I am moving to a city that I have never been to, a city where no one knows me, a city where everything will change in every little aspect of my life. I would be lying to you if I said I am not scared. I am full of fear from my head to my toes. Everything is about to change in ways that I am unsure of. But for the first time in my life, I do not doubt the good. I do not doubt the possibility or the probability of things going extremely well. And I think that belief is what I lacked in the last major changes that I've spoken about. 12-year-old me was terrified that things would be the same, if not worse. She doubted her ability to make friends. She doubted her ability to be better, to do better, to feel better about her experiences with life. 18-year-old me thought the worst of people. People she had never even met. She was convinced that she was weak and would break under any form of pressure. She was scared of doing things that would have an impact. She was scared to become someone that existed in a world full of unknowns. 19-year-old me knows that it will be hard and things will change. There's a lot that I do not know, but what I do know is that I am strong enough to get through the bad. And in and amongst that bad, there is so much good. I've seen the bad, but the good is definitely there. And this time, I do not doubt that. With all that said, my mind is now empty and my plane is about to land. So for now, I will have to speak to you in the future, my darling. Thank you so much for being here. As always, I love you more than you know, and we will speak soon. Bye-bye.
Like rain pouring down.